Welcome back to Arch Zenith. Have you ever walked into a room that was beautifully decorated, technically perfect, but it just felt flat? It had all the right furniture, a lovely color scheme, but it lacked that certain something that makes a space feel alive, dynamic, and truly intentional. That missing ingredient, more often than not, is contrast. It's the secret weapon of top designers. The magic that transforms a collection of nice things into a cohesive, captivating, and deeply personal sanctuary. It's not about being loud or chaotic. It's about creating a visual dialogue that speaks to the soul. In a world of design that can sometimes feel overwhelmingly safe, leaning into beige and gray for fear of making a mistake, contrast is your permission slip to be bold. It's the tool that allows you to inject drama without sacrificing calm, to introduce personality without creating clutter. Today, we're moving beyond the basics and diving deep into the art and science of contrast in contemporary interiors. We're not just talking about black and white. We're talking about a multi-sensory experience that encompasses light, texture, scale, and error. This isn't a rigid set of rules, but a philosophy, a way of thinking about your space that empowers you to make confident decisions. Whether you're a seasoned design enthusiast or just starting your journey to create a home you love, understanding contrast will fundamentally change your approach. It's the key to unlocking a space that doesn't just look good in a magazine, but one that feels incredibly good to live in. A space that is uniquely and authentically you. So, if you're ready to move beyond the monochrome and elevate your space from nice to unforgettable, you are in the right place. In this video, we'll break down the 4 powerful pillars of contrast that every modern interior needs. We're going to explore fresh, 2025 ready ideas and show you how to apply them, starting today. Let's begin. Segment 1. The foundation, tonal and color contrast. When most people hear contrast, they immediately think of color, specifically the high drama of black against white. And while that is a classic and incredibly effective starting point, the world of tonal contrast is so much richer and more nuanced. Tonal contrast is about the relationship between light and dark values, regardless of the actual hue. It's what gives a room its visual weight, its structure, and its clarity. A room with low tonal contrast, think all light grays and beiges can, feels soft and serene, but risks fading into a blur. A room with high tonal contrast has a built-in skeleton, a definition that guides the eye and creates instant impact. So, how do we apply this in a contemporary, mindful way for 2025? The trend is moving towards sophisticated, earthy depth. Instead of pure black, we're seeing designers use charcoal, deep olive green, midnight blue, or even a rich, chocolate brown to create that anchor. Imagine a room with airy, off-white walls and a light oak floor. Now, introduce a sofa in a deep terracotta clay color. Instantly, the space has a heart. It has a focal point. The light elements feel lighter, and the dark element feels more grounded and intentional. This is the power of tonal contrast. It makes every choice look more deliberate. But let's get even more specific with a fresh idea. The one dark wall philosophy, reimagined. Instead of a simple accent wall, choose the wall that naturally holds the visual weight of your room behind the bed. Behind the sofa wand, paint it a deep, moody, but warm color. Then, don't just leave it as a flat plane. Layer a large, light-colored piece of art with a thin, black metal frame on that dark wall. You've now created a micro-contrast within your macro-contrast. The art pops with incredible force, and the entire composition feels curated and artistic. This approach works beautifully in bedrooms for a cocooning effect, and in living rooms to create a dramatic backdrop for your conversations. The psychology here is profound. Lighter tones feel expansive and uplifting, while darker tones feel protective and grounding. By strategically balancing them, you're not just decorating a room, you're engineering an atmosphere. You're creating a space that can be energizing in its light areas and comforting in its darker nooks. This mindful approach to color and tone is at the forefront of 2025 design, where our homes are expected to support our well-being. It's not just about what's trending. It's about creating an environment that truly serves you. Segment 2. The tactile layer, textural contrast. If tonal contrast is the skeleton of your space, then textural contrast is its skin, its soul, its lifeblood. This is the element that adds the indispensable human feel to a contemporary interior. A room can have perfect tonal contrast, but if every surface is smooth, slick, and hard, it will feel cold, sterile, and almost untouchable, like a showroom, not a home. Texture is what invites us in. It begs us to run our hands over a rough surface, to sink our toes into a soft one. It's the primary way we make a space feel warm, inviting, and richly layered. In 2025, the desire for authenticity and connection to nature is stronger than ever, and texture is the vehicle for that. We're seeing a huge move towards organic, raw, and artisanal materials. Think of the rough-hewn grain of a livage wooden table against the slick, cool touch of a polished concrete floor. Imagine a nubby, chunky-knit wool throw draped over the sleek, fluid lines of a leather sofa. Or the intricate, handcrafted imperfection of a ceramic vase sitting on a perfectly machined, high-gloss marble countertop. These juxtapositions create a story. They speak of both the natural world and human craftsmanship. Here's a fresh, trending idea to incorporate this. Create a textural gallery wall. We're all familiar with the art gallery wall, but let's apply that concept to texture. Choose one wall, perhaps in a hallway or above a console, and instead of pictures, create a composition of different textural objects. A round rattan wall hanging, a small flat-weave textile tapestry, a piece of driftwood, a forged iron sconce. Play with the forms round, square, organic. The goal is to create a focal point that isn't about color or imagery, but purely about the play of light and shadow across different materials. It's a deeply sophisticated and personal way to decorate. And let's not forget the textural power of textiles, which are the soft goods of your space. This is where you can really lean into the soft versus structured trend. Pair a rigid architectural linen sofa with a pile of cushions in varying textures. Velvet for luxury, faux fur for a touch of whimsy, and raw silk for a subtle sheen. Layering a jute or sisal rug with a softer, higher pile wool rug on top is another incredible way to add depth and comfort underfoot. This tactile layering is key to the Japandi trend, which masterfully blends the smooth, minimalist lines of Japanese design with the soft, textured coziness of Scandinavian style. It's the ultimate recipe for a calm yet interesting space. Segment 3. The architectural dialogue, contrast of form and scale. Now that we've established our tonal foundation and our tactile layers, it's time to talk about the architecture of the objects within our space, their shapes and their sizes. This is where contrast creates rhythm and movement. A room where everything is the same shape and scale, even if the colors and textures are perfect, can feel static and one-dimensional. Contrast in form and scale is what creates visual interest, leading the eye on a graceful journey around the room. It's the difference between a monotonous drumbeat and a captivating symphony. Let's break down form first. The contemporary interior of 2025 is embracing a more playful and organic approach to shape. We're moving away from the strict, all-rectangular layouts of the past. The key is to balance geometric and organic forms. The clean, sharp lines of a rectangular dining table are beautifully offset by the soft, curvaceous forms of rounded dining chairs, or a spectacular, cloud-like, organic, modern light fixture hanging above it. A rigid, boxy sofa comes to life when paired with a spherical, sculptural side table and a floor lamp with a gentle, arching form. Now, let's talk about scale, which is often the most overlooked tool. Playing with scale is about defying expectations to create drama and focal points. The trending idea here is the one oversized element in a room of standard-sized furniture. Introduce one piece that is intentionally, dramatically larger. This could be an oversized piece of art leaning against a wall, a massive, statement floor lamp that arcs over a seating area, or a huge, luxuriously large mirror. The This single element immediately gives the room a sense of grandeur and personality. It tells the world that you are not afraid to make a bold statement. Conversely, you can play with scale in the opposite direction. In a large open-plan space, instead of filling it with equally large furniture, consider creating a jewel box momenta, small, intimate seating nook with lower-scaled furniture that creates a sense of enclosure and comfort within the vastness. This contrast of intimate and grand scales within one room makes it feel more dynamic and versatile. The principle is to avoid everything being medium. Mix large, statement pieces with medium anchors and small, delicate accents. This creates a hierarchy that feels both grounded and exciting, a principle that is fundamental to creating professional-level designs that still feel utterly livable. Segment 4. The narrative layer contrast of era and style. We've arrived at the most personal and storytelling layer of contrast, the blending of eras and styles. For too long, interior design was presented as needing to be all modern or all mid-century or all farmhouse. That rigid adherence to a single style often results in a space that feels more like a museum exhibit than a lived-in home. The most captivating interiors of 2025 are deeply curated. They tell a story about the people who lived there, their travels, their passions, their history. They achieve this by masterfully contrasting old and new, sleek and rustic, refined and raw. This is the heart of what many are calling mindful maximalism or soulful design. It's not about clutter, it's about meaning. It's about placing your great-grandmother's vintage, hand-carved wooden chest next to a sleek, contemporary sofa. The contrast between the two pieces makes both of them shine brighter. The vintage piece grounds the modern one with a sense of history and permanence, while the modern piece prevents the vintage item from feeling like it's in a period room. They create a dialogue across time. So, what's a fresh way to execute this? Create style vignettes. Instead of trying to mix styles evenly throughout a large room, create small, intentional moments. On a minimalist, floating shelf, style a stack of art books next to a single, ancient-looking fossil or a primitive terracotta pot. On your modern metal-framed desk, use a vintage, ink-stained blotter and an Art Deco brass desk lamp. These small, curated collisions are less intimidating than fully committing a whole room, and they add incredible depth and personality. They show that your design choices are thoughtful, not accidental. The key to making this work without descending into chaos is a subtle through line. This could be a repeating color, all your wood tones have a similar warmth, a consistent material touches of black metal throughout, or an overarching tonal palette, as we discussed in Section 1. This underlying cohesion acts as the canvas upon which you can paint your eclectic, personal story. Your home becomes a living archive of your life, not a showroom replica. It's this final layer of contrast, the contrast of time and story, that truly elevates a space from being designed to being beloved. And there you have it, the 4 powerful pillars to harness the power of contrast: tonal, textural, form and scale, and era and style. When you start to see your space through this multifaceted lens, decorating becomes less about following trends and more about creating a dynamic, harmonious, and deeply personal environment. Remember, contrast isn't about conflict, it's about conversation. It's the dialogue between light and dark, smooth and rough, old and new, that gives a room its unique character and soul. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 pillars are you most excited to play with in your own home? Is it the drama of tonal contrast, or the cozy, tactile layering of textures? Maybe you're inspired to hunt for that one perfect vintage piece to contrast with your modern furniture. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. If this video inspired you and gave you a new way to look at your space, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into making your home a true reflection of you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, design is a journey, not a destination. So go on, be bold, play with contrast, and elevate your space. I'll see you in the next one.